How do you feel your wish fulfilled is a question that I get asked a whole lot by people on the YouTube channel and my clients. And actually, this topic today is the community chosen video of the week. So how do you feel your wish fulfilled if 3D circumstances is saying to you, looking you right in the face, saying, it's not here? Well, my friends, I am going to take you on quite a little bit of a journey today so that you will once and for all understand what it really means to feel your wish fulfilled. You'll know the difference between your feels and your emotions because they're two different things. And we'll review how the subconscious mind speaks to you in the now moment because your subconscious is the queen of the now moment. Your conscious mind is always in the past and in the future. So when you make the now moment the place to be, and you realize how amazing the now moment is, and how already satisfied, complete, and fulfilled you are, whatever story you put over top of it becomes very, very simple to allow the time and space to unfold of what it is that you've chosen. Welcome to the Invincible CEO Wish Fulfilled Playground. If this is your first time here, please take a moment, like and subscribe. Feel free to share this amazing channel and all of our videos. And if you're new here, thank you for returning. I really, really appreciate you coming back over and over again. My name is Dede Powerniak, and I started my career as a trained interrogator. And I realized that during the course of my interrogation career, that most of the people that I investigated or interrogated were not criminals. They were people that allowed 3D circumstances to dictate to them who they were. So either out of necessity or opportunity, or maybe sometimes a combination of both, they did not make a clear, concise choice in the now moments, and then had to deal with the implications of those choices. So now what I do here, how I help my clients, and I have made this a lifelong passion, regardless of whether we're talking about a mental choice, a physical choice, an energetic choice, I help you make clear, concise, certain choices in the now moment that when you make it, you are so sure what you have chosen, that as the time and space needed for the unfolding unfolds, you don't care about the 3D circumstances, because 3D circumstances are not the boss of you. You go from being a small fish in a big pond of reality to then becoming bigger than the pond itself as the operant power. And we are going to go on that shift today. So very, very excited to share with you. We do have another two-day event coming up, the 10th and 11th of August. The information is in the description box below. So if you want to learn how to go so deep in the now moment that you are so aware of the choice that you're making, and then when you come out of the now moment, that you've scripted a reality so that you know exactly what it is that you are commanding as the operant power, that is the two-day event that you want to be. There, when you have that 1-2 punch of going into the now, visiting the subconscious with all of your awareness, and then coming out and you have a scripted choice of what you've chosen, you know exactly how to behave as it unfolds in time and space. So if that's something that you're interested in, join us. Take a look at the link in the description box below. Check all the information out. And if you have any questions, you can email me at any time at denise@theinvincibleceo.com. How do you feel the wish fulfilled if what you're asking for, you've never experienced it before? And this is how the conscious mind confuses you, because it wants to be exact. It wants everything to be exact. It doesn't want you comparing things, because you can take any type of fulfillment, because fulfillment is fulfillment for you. You have to know what it feels like within yourself. But the same mind that wants exactness, when it's trying to confuse you, can't provide it when you're looking to it, because you're looking to the wrong mind. So let's just do a brief review. The conscious mind was designed to choose. It makes a choice. It wasn't designed to narrate. It wasn't designed to qualify, quantify, justify, clarify. That's none of it the job. You are in the now moment and you make a choice. The conscious mind's job is done. That's all it's there for. It has a 15 to 30 second attention span. And for every 15 to 30 seconds, boom, 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 there's a new you, there's a new you, there's a new you. So what it comes down to then, if the conscious mind chooses and the subconscious mind populates, and what do I mean by the subconscious mind populates? It creates the reality for you to walk around in, and it gathers all of the people, all of the experiences, all of the circumstances, all of the props that would be needed for the fulfillment. So if we do something very simple, that you decide to go to a concert tonight of your favorite band, right? You make the choice whether you have to go buy the tickets or someone gives you a ticket, and then you have to make sure you have the time and space to go and enjoy the concert. The subconscious mind is the part of you that's moving your body around. The subconscious mind is the part that provides the arena or the stadium and all of the people. It populates the whole arena so that you get a beautiful concert effect instead of you going to this big arena and maybe just a few people in the front row. I mean, which wouldn't be a bad thing if you really enjoyed the band and you got that up close personal show. However, you came for an arena concert experience. So you want the whole 9 yards. So if it takes thousands of people, your subconscious will populate those people there for you, and the band and the equipment and all the stuff that's needed there. All the conscious mind did was make a choice. It doesn't move your body. It doesn't create all of the physical world for you. That's not its job. And that's why it doesn't understand, nor does it have the vision to tell you how it's going to play out. So if it's telling you it can't work that way, it doesn't know. So now when you choose, this is what you want. What we're going to say here to you is that the feeling of the wish fulfilled is first experienced in making the choice, even before you begin to act it out, before you get the tickets. If it excites you, you're already starting to feel the energy that you're going to feel when you're there. So this is at the point where I want to say to you, let's differentiate feelings or emotions. Emotions and sensations. So when we take the word feelings, sometimes feelings can be emotions. Your feelings are hurt. But also feelings could be feeling something within your physical body. And when we look at how Neville Goddard talked about feeling is the secret, he wasn't talking about emotion. Because you can be in a negative emotion, anger, frustration, and still manifest. You're manifesting all day long. You're never not manifesting. You just have to pay attention to what story you're telling in the now moment. Because there is only now. There's only a past to the conscious mind and ego and a future. But when you tell the ego to make it happen now, right? If it's not going to work and it's saying this will never work, well, make it not work now. It can't. Like you start to see the ridiculousness of what the echoes, the thoughts that you believe are yours, they're just kind of floating around in your consciousness. So with this, if we say that, let's call it emotions and sensations instead of feeling, because that way we eliminate, does it mean emotional feeling or physical sensation feeling? So emotions are what you feel when you say you're happy, you're angry, you're sad, you're excited. And sometimes they create a feeling in the body. You know what it feels like when you're angry. And you know there's degrees of your anger, from a little bit to really full blown. So because even with emotions can invoke an awareness of a feeling in the body. That's not what we're talking about when we're saying to feel your wish fulfilled. What we're talking about, leave the emotions alone, because it doesn't matter whether you're happy, sad, neutral, or whatever the feeling. What we want to do is we want to zero out first, right? Go to your 3-minute 0 point, 6-minute 0 point, 9-minute 0 point, pull out of the reality and let the reality go nice and soft all around you. And when it does that, and you come out, then make your choice. Choose the thing that you want, whether it's concert tickets, $10,000, a new house, a new partner, it doesn't matter. And then in that moment, because you've neutralized yourself, you're not feeling happy or sad, you're not feeling excited or upset, because you're from a very blank slate, clean page, neutral state, And then you command the reality with your choice. And if you just sit there and be still and know that it's done, you will feel a sensation in your body. And now that you feel that sensation in your body, it could be tingles in your belly button, it could be an itch on your nose, maybe you yawned, right? Some kind of subconscious response. You've chosen with the conscious mind, you zeroed out, you've chosen with the conscious mind, and now that feeling in your body is like the confirmation email from your subconscious, because your subconscious speaks very differently than your conscious mind. Your subconscious speaks in repetition, sensations in your body, and ceremony. So it's a little ceremony when you're choosing and then you're waiting for the response. It's like making a payment on Amazon and getting the confirmation email that the payment went through. So now, if you get this feeling in your body, and let's say it is a tickle in your belly button, that's the feeling of the wish fulfilled for that. This is one example of the wish fulfilled. Or if your nose itches, or if your palms feel hot, whatever it is for you. And it's only through this awareness that you do it over and over for different topics, for different desires and requests and commands, that you'll see you'll have different feels for different requests, but some of them can seem a little similar too, and that's okay. So that's one way to feel, where you zero yourself out. You're so present in the now moment, because when you go into 0 point, the now moment is so boring, because it's just what's happening in front of you and around you. And most of the time, if you're in 0 point, you're in an already calm and peaceful and quiet room. You can do it outside, you can do it in a crowd. But most of the time, when you're going to 0 point in that beautiful light meditative alpha state, things are already calm in front of you. And in doing so, you can now say that when you came out of that 0 point, you were so present in your now moment that you knew exactly what it is. So you have clarity, you have certainty, you are very confident in what it is that you're chosen. But we're not asking the choosing mind to prove that it's possible, to agree that it's possible, because sometimes we pick very logical things and sometimes we pick very delusional things. It's not the conscious mind's job. So now, through that clarity, through that certainty, you have that confidence to make the commitment that sometimes timeframes are known for you and sometimes they're not. And that's okay, because you now know what you've chosen, because you've gotten the feeling, the reply back from your subconscious. And sometimes it takes a little while to sit with it, because sometimes the subconscious comes at you strong and sometimes it comes at you subtle. So when you think about those moments where you feel what you would call a hunger sensation, through dancing with your subconscious mind, you know that when you feel that sensation that you call hunger, you go and you make some food. You go get some food. You don't go to the bathroom. But when you get the bathroom sensation, you also know you go to the bathroom. So you and your subconscious have been talking like that for a really, really long time. It's the language that was yours prior to you knowing word language and written language. It's that part of you that just knows, because remember, your subconscious is beating your heart. It's digesting your food. Thank goodness the conscious mind is not in charge of that. So this is how loved you really are, so that your now moment, when you slow everything down and you be still and you know what you've chosen, and you're the operant power. If I know what I've chose, there's nothing or no one that can stop it from unfolding except me, if I go back and contradict the choice. But here's another way that you can know that you're experiencing the wish fulfilled. And think about some experiences that you believe that you've had in your past, where, let's say, you had a big test to take, and when it was done, you felt relief. So another really big way of knowing that you're in the wish fulfilled is there's some feeling of relief within your consciousness Even when you take that test, you don't know for sure how you scored yet, but it's done. You don't have to worry about studying or being at a place to take the test on time. That level of relief is also a feeling of the wish fulfilled, that it's done. Now, it was done before you had to do anything, but part of us going through the physical 3D reality and acting out something like taking a test is the ceremony that's needed for the subconscious mind to know that you honored your part in the agreement of the fulfillment. There's always going to be something that you have to do. And sometimes it is you moving around in the physical world, pushing pencils and writing on papers, or doing something on the computer, or driving somewhere, or interacting with a person. It goes on. And other times, all that's required of you is to be still and know. That too is an inspired action, but it's not as active as some of the other ones are. So that's where it gets a little confusing to the conscious mind, but the conscious mind doesn't need to weigh in on it. So when you order something from Amazon, you may not get a sense of relief, but there is relief within you because you know that you don't have to go order it again. And you also trust in the unfolding that if something were to happen, maybe there was a problem with your card, or maybe it's on back order and you weren't aware of that when you placed the order, you know that as you go about and move around, do the rest of your day, if there's something more action that's needed of you, you will be engaged by the reality for the next step. So because you're already doing this when you order off of Amazon or you order a pizza and you prepare for its arrival, when people say, well, what do I do in the meantime? You go about whatever's next, knowing so deeply within yourself that you have done all that you need to do at that point. And if more is needed from you, the reality will cue you for that next step. And that's why after you come out and you command your reality, it's important to know, what does your wish fulfilled look like? And how is it different from very similar realities that are missing the fulfillment piece? Because your subconscious mind never, ever says no. It never says no to give you what it is that you want to experience. That's how powerful this is. So when we're talking about feeling that we're in the fulfillment, going to a place of feeling relief, you can do that even before you do any of the stuff, before you go into 0 point, before you command the reality. Because if relief is what it feels like to have that thing show up, you'll induce it a lot faster by invoking the feeling and sensation within your body that makes your subconscious believe that you already have it. And it comes quicker. And the mind will come in and say, no, if my subconscious mind believes I already have it, it won't bring it to me. That is not true. Let me give you an example of that. Let's say today you go and buy a new car. So technically, your subconscious mind is just becoming aware through the transaction, through ceremony, that you went, signed some papers, whether you paid for it all up front or you're doing monthly payments. There's a sense of this is mine within you, that you get all the access to it, whether you paid for it outright or you're making monthly payments, that you get to drive it home. And there's going to be a certain feel that you have that first time you drive it home. So in order to keep the car there, the feel is going to change over time. It only feels new in the beginning, or relief that you finally have it. But very quickly within yourself, you acclimate that it's yours. And whether you park it in a garage or on a driveway or on a street, there's a belief within yourself that it is yours, that it is done, and that it's fulfilled. Yet every day when you wake up and you go to that car, you've never driven the same car twice. How powerful is that? Your subconscious mind gives you a facsimile duplicate of what it believes your car should look like. So if there's cups all over the floor, most likely you're going to get that version of it the next day. But if you go there and there aren't cups on the floor, your conscious mind will come in with a narration that says, oh, somebody must have cleaned it up for me. And then you go on your way. So when we talk about fulfillment, The excitement of something is very minimal, and then it slowly becomes your norm. And when it's your norm, your subconscious mind knows to produce it every day. If you look around the room that you're in right now, look what your subconscious mind keeps offering to you over and over and over. But every single thing in your room right now is brand new. It's the first time that you've interacted with that version, because you're never in the same frame more than a split second. And it's just duplicating it over and over and over in real time. And that's why sometimes you can't remember where you put something, because there's always slight variations the more and more you become aware. So your fulfillment is holding what it is that you have right now. Even sometimes when you moan and groan about it, it's still there, because you haven't given an indication to your subconscious mind through either repetition, a transaction ceremony, or feels and sensations. So if you now today can feel like it would feel not only the day you brought your new car home, but just how you expect that new car to be the car of your everyday car, because it will become your everyday car. That's another version of fulfillment, because your subconscious mind doesn't care what it's rendering for you. It's always taking your cue. And right now in your imagination, you can give yourself anything. So when people say to me, how often do I do my imaginal acts, and for how long? And until you consciously believe that it's yours without actually having it there. Because when you get there, when you can conjure that embodiment and energy within yourself, you will be amazed at how quickly it shows up. And that's why we use time and space, why we activate, align, and anchor 3-month intervals in the Invincible CEO. Because if we activate a whole bunch of stuff in month 1 and we still have our regular life to live through, we're giving the time and space for the subconscious mind to bring it to us during that other time. And we never question whether we did it enough, because we're so present in the now moment when we choose, that we're certain, that we're confident, that we're clear, that we know it's done. And what the time and space begin to really be for you is the amazement of how it will show up, because it must show up. It is law of assumption is just like gravity. It's working 24/7 all the time, regardless of who you are, how much money you have in your bank account, how old you are, how long you've been doing this, because there's only now. If there's a story, you're in the conscious mind, and you're in the past or you're in the future. And here's the thing about the future, friends. The future never comes, because, well, technically right now was yesterday's future, but it's right now. So now is the moment to feel fulfilled, whatever it normal is for you. And you have big fulfillments and you have little fulfillments, but when you know within yourself, you've chosen with clarity, and that you're okay with it physically not being here, because now your mental imaginal act is more powerful than anything you can do in the physical world, because the physical world is dead. It's already been produced. It's already done. That's why I never look at the 3D world to give me anything new. I never take what the 3D world tells me and says, this is who you are. I know what I've commanded. And when something else shows up contradicting to that, and it may try to impose itself on me, whether it's a circumstance or a person with another story, I'm the author of the story. Any script changes are at my approval, and the same with you. And that's why I've used the analogy of the 3 little pigs, that when you take the time and you don't go to the straw house and you don't go to the wood house and you build a brick house, that brick by brick, you know exactly what that wish fulfilled is going to look like, because you took the time and the energy and the awareness to build it. Ain't no big bad wolf coming that's going to be huffing and puffing, trying to blow that down. So my friends, I love this topic. Let's review. It's not an emotion, though sometimes with an emotion, you can have a feel. This is about a feeling and sensation within your body after you've gone to 0 point and you've chosen what you've chosen. There will be some type of activation within yourself. And you sit and be still and know until you feel that feel. Because every time you feel that feel as you're moving around the 3D world, there's something more there for you in the now moment to become aware of. That's one. Two is that feeling, that knowing that there's relief. Because in the asking for something not being there, we believe there'll be some type of relief, whether it's money or a partner or a house, that we don't have right now. So we really start to feel that relief, that sense of fulfillment right here, right now. And then we looked into the feeling as if it's just your normal everyday. How do you feel about your car right now? How do you feel about your house right now? Not your thoughts about it. Not that, oh, I need a new car. You expect it to be there. It's expectation because you've convinced both minds that you did enough in your now moment to bring it there. And maybe in the past, it was some kind of 3D thing that you had to do. And that's why we're teaching you that the mental transaction, because you're not looking through the eyes of the version of you that doesn't have it, you're going into the imaginal act and you're seeing out of the eyes and hearing out of the ears and feeling through the sensations of touch and smell and taste when you're in the imaginal act. And that version has it because you're experiencing it with them, and that's how you collapse time and space. Thank you guys so much for all your love, your support, your comments. Absolutely love it. Again, check the description box for our offerings. I look forward to getting to know you better. Thank you for voting and interacting and all that you do to make this channel such an amazing experience. And as I get to know you better, I am just so overjoyed that I get to help you make clear, concise, certain choices in the now moment that you have the confidence to persist as your wish fulfilled unfolds. Until I see you again, happy manifesting and enjoy.